Hola, buenos dias. My name's Colin, the Oaxacan Gringo. This is Ranger, the Oaxacan, a puppy dog, and we live in this cabin that I built in the middle of nowhere, Oaxaca, Mexico. Today is the 20th of August, and I need to fix this roof. You know, I installed all the boards, and everything's like all set underneath as of the last video, but it is not protected very well. Look at this tarp. It's like Swiss cheese. So yesterday we just received our first rain in, a while, about a week, since I've done this, and yeah, water's leaking through and the boards are getting wet. So we're gonna resolve that today. But first, I left some building materials halfway down the mountain last night. I did a bunch of purchases yesterday in the nearby town, about an hour away. And I was like carrying stuff down with my headlamp, and it was late, I was tired, so we're just gonna finish the last few things and we're gonna dive into this cabin, fix this roof. All right, let's go. My neighbor down here, he's got a ranch that, he just has a orchard, a bunch of apple and peach trees. So during the weekends, he's been coming down and building an adobe house that he can spend time with his family during the weekends and do his work there. They can spend the night. But we've both been working side by side. We were trying to race to beat the rainy season, and we didn't. But, he's from here, obviously, and, he was saying, yeah, mid-August, the rains are gonna come back, so I think it's starting. So we're gonna get this roof dried in just in time. How perfect. I did not expect to have such nice weather like we've been having recently. This has been such a treat, like exactly when I needed to install these boards in this roof. Like, what a blessing. I'm so happy. And my neighbor up north here, he's growing a bunch of corn. This stuff, yeah, during the rainy season, it's the planting season out here. And man, this stuff just shoots up. It'll be so tall here pretty soon. We're gonna have elotes, esquites. Okay, vámonos. All right, here we are in the middle of the hill going to my cabin. Yesterday I bought 3 sheets of 1/2-inch plywood, and I'm out of tarps because I'm using them on my roof. But I've got this inflatable air mattress that only worked for about 2 nights, just a piece of trash. But now it's working as a tarp. So we're pretty close, I don't know, maybe under 10 minutes. We're just gonna carry these down and put them nice and safe inside of the cabin, and then we can move on with the day. Let's go. All right, yeah, we've got the 3 sheets of plywood here. I'll explain the plan a little bit. Using those 3 sheets of plywood, I want to close this back wall entirely. So that'll be nice. We'll have this wall closed, the majority of this wall, and then I've got a stack of like 130 boards up there that are, just pretty rough cut, just only chainsaw from the forest. Originally the plan was to clean them all up, plane them, and put in the notches, get them all squared to install for the roof, but time got ahead of me and the rain came, so it was like urgent, let's get this roof in. But now that I have like a nice workshop here that's gonna be dried in, I can just start cleaning and working those boards, and I want to use those to fill in all the remaining gaps that I have, as well as to make like furniture, the trim, the siding, literally everything I think I have right there. It's just going to be a lot of work. But you know, during the rainy season, you know, I'd rather be in here working than inside the dark cabin on the internet. Ugh. Okay, let's get the tarps off the roof. I'm gonna let it dry for a second and we're gonna get some protection on there. Let's go. All right, hopefully this process should go pretty easily. Yesterday I bought a whole new roll. It's 4 feet by 250 feet of a storm-tight IKO. It's like an impermeable underlayment for the tin roofing I'll put on. But I think this can last for up to 3 months of just the only protection for the wood. So I mean, this is gonna set me at so much ease. I'm gonna be so much happier. I can advance calmly and wait till I get enough money to actually buy the tin roofing and then just solve this entirely. But for now, this should go quick. I've got my stapler, I got my little box knife, and then I've got some tape as well if we need to for some of the seams. We will see. Let's go. Ah! Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to find a better way to do my last cut so I'm not losing this roll again. All right, let's do this. All right, yeah, everything's flowing nicely. We're getting our protection installed, and I think I'm gonna get this in just in time. It definitely feels like it wants to rain today. The rainy season is coming back. Yeah, normally September's the worst. So if we end up just getting like a week of nonstop rain, I'm gonna feel so much better with our protection. I'm also gonna put this tarp back over it just for a little extra. Unfortunately, the tarp's not gonna cover the whole house, but this last little bottom portion will just be out, but I think that'll be fine. At least we've got all of this. Oh, I feel so much better now. Okay, let's finish this off. All right, we finally got all the underlayment installed. I feel really good about this, and I thought about it, and I'm not gonna put tape on the seams. I'm not really that worried about it. They have a mark, and there's about a 6-inch overlap here, and that's really what gives it its protection. Plus with the tarp over top, I'm not too worried about it. Ah, yeah. Okay, so now I'm just gonna put the tarp back on, and I wanna secure it real nicely. And then I can forget about this roof for the next few months until I can get enough pesos to buy me some tin roofing. All right, let's do this. Okay, oficialmente, I've got my roof protected. So we've got our underlayment. I put probably the best tarp I have. This thing is beefy and thick. It was a gift from some subscribers. Thank you, Susana y Marcos. That was a great gift idea. And then I've got my other tarp on top of that, and then we've got all our underlayment. I ain't worried about that at all. That is enormous, honestly. Like, the rainy season got here like a few months ago, and I was just like, I'm nowhere near having a roof. Like, this is terrible. But yeah, now it's just gonna be smooth sailing. I can work inside when it's raining and just keep on cruising. Like, man, I'm so happy. All right, well, I need to eat something. I've just been running off of coffee. I was just kind of in a rush to get that taken care of while it's not raining this morning. And now I can take a break, and then I want to install some of that plywood. Yeah, get that back wall closed up would be titties. All right, and we're gonna see what the Ranger dog is up to while I'm working. I have a good guess that he's on the couch all the time. What a lazy boy. Lazy dog. Achoo! Hi, buddy. Oh, you're a good boy. This little armrest pillow. Jeez, he sure knows how to be comfortable, don't you? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Some eggs, ham, quesillo, toast. And then yesterday evening, I made some grapefruit juice. I had like a big bag of grapefruits that were about to go bad for like $1. So I was like, give me that. I'll make some juice. And it turned out phenomenal. Oh, so good. Yeah, I'll definitely be ready to work some more after this. All right, I feel so much better. That was incredible. Okay, so the next plan is to seal up this wall. So I did 2 full sheets down below, so now I'm just gonna stagger. We'll cut one of these in half, and we'll do a half, a whole sheet, and another half. And then up top, that's gonna be just a little trickier so I can kind of close up the gaps in between our beams, our roof rafters. So we'll see, we'll just go nice and easy. I'm gonna clean up a little bit and get our workstation going, because yeah, here on out, this is gonna be the workshop, and I'm just gonna be planing wood, cutting wood, installing wood, doing all kinds of fun stuff. I'm actually really excited. All right, I'm gonna clean up a little bit, and then we will get going. Bye. So I went through my plywood, and I know which pieces I'm going to use for what. And this piece has got this big old curve in it. So I'm actually going to cut this guy in half, and that'll be our start and finishing point for this next level. And we'll use this guy as the whole piece in the middle. And then we'll start diving into this final top section, which is going to be a little tricky. We'll see when we get there. All right, let's go! Since this is just plywood sheathing, I'm really not worried about how exact it's going to be. But, you know, as I was cutting here, I was thinking this is a good opportunity to show you guys an example of what I do to try to cut as exact as possible. This was a trick, you know, one of my mentors taught me in the past. So I've got my, you know, pencil mark here, and this, you know, I put exactly at that 4-foot mark on the pencil. So then I've got, you know, maybe an 1/8 inch or 1/16 of blade width that's eating. So then I just go just to the left of my mark, giving me my 4 feet, just kissing it, and then I just follow it as close as possible. And, you know, depending on how exact you want to be, you can do a really, really fine pencil mark, or even use your box knife and just do a cut on the line, and then that'll give you about as close as you can get. But, you know, right here, right now, this is sheathing. We're not building a piano. But it was just a good opportunity, and it's good practice, you know, while I'm doing this. Okay, let's go. So with my 4-foot square, I want to start in this area, and I did all of my posts 2 feet on center. So we're gonna come to like right about here, And with plywood, you want to leave just a little space in between each sheet. So just using 2 nails, it'll help me to prop up my piece. And it'll also give me a space between the 2 sheets, because with the change in the climate and the humidity, wood's gonna want to grow and shrink, and if they're just like pushed right up against each other, sometimes they can buckle and get waves. So these nails are gonna serve 2 purposes: gonna prop up my piece as well as give me that little space we're looking for. This piece has a big bow in it, but the side that I want on the inside, it's gonna be bowed out like this. So I'm gonna try using my squeeze clamps and see if we can get it where we want it and get her down. Okay, let's go. Okay. Since I'm planning on leaving the inside just as is, so you can see all the framing and the plywood, I want to make sure that I'm marking where my studs are located on the outside of our house wrap. So that way when I go to put on the siding, I won't be driving nails into any spaces where it'll be visible and also like a hazard to touch. So as I'm going along, I'll just be making my marks. And once I have them all down at the base, it'll be easier to transfer them up to the rest of the building. Okay, let's go. Wow, yeah, installing that full piece of plywood in the middle here with like no access on my little crumbly hill was not fun, but I got it. So now I just gotta riddle this thing with nails, and then we'll install that last piece. Same story, we'll just finish this out. And then yeah, the single piece that I have left, I'm gonna cut in half and use both halves to kind of close off this area. So it'll just be tricky cutting exactly up to that roof line inside those notches. So I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I don't know how much of just me sitting here nailing I'm gonna record, so I don't know, we'll see when we talk next. Bye. Okay, all done. That was actually extremely fast. I was thinking it was gonna take way longer than it did. Oh, man. It's just starting to just kind of sprinkle a little bit. I mean, it's still early. I kind of want to take Ranger for a hike. Poor guy. I mean, yeah, when I'm working on long days like this, and yesterday I was in Miawatlan for a town run and we didn't get to go out. He was inside the cabin a lot, so I don't know. I think this is a good stopping point. Like, I'm feeling really good about this. So, and I'm down to take you guys for a hike. I do that all the time on the other channel. And there's like a big circle here that goes off into the woods this direction, and then we come down where I keep my truck. It's about an hour and a half if you're taking your time and enjoying it. Let's see what it looks like inside. Oh yeah, I really don't like how this newer plywood is just so much more vibrant than this level down here. I wonder if I could like sand it or something, because I really didn't want to cover up this wall. I really like leaving the framing. Like, I really did that intentionally with all of our beams and support posts. I don't know, we'll see. For now, I'm just excited that things are getting closed up. Okay, well, I'm gonna clean stuff up, and yeah, let's go for a hike. That sounds like fun. I don't know, it's sprinkling on and off. Whatever. I'm not too worried about it. All right, we'll talk soon. Bye. All right, everything is all cleaned up, in order. I really love it. Like, it's all cloudy right now, and it's still so bright in here. Like, that's what I want. Like, that's why it's called the lighthouse. I just want all this natural light in here, even on the cloudy kind of rainy days, you know. Helps so much. Yeah, just for contrast, look, we're gonna go into my current cabin with the lights off, same time of day, and it is just such a difference. And as usual, Ranger's just lounging on the couch, just hanging out. You wanna go for a hike, Ranger? You do? I know you do. Yeah, so dark in here, so dark. And like my bedroom, it's a cave. Like, it's gonna be so nice to like wake up to the birds and the sun in the other cabin. It's gonna be really nice when it's all rainy for like a week straight. It's gonna be worth it. All right, I'm gonna change into some more comfortable pants without knee pads, and let's get out of here. All right, I'm all set, and it looks fantastic out. All right, so we usually start off in this direction. We kick things off with a nice little pine cone into the forest. That feels so good to get that done finally. I mean, it was just this low-level, constant anxiety of just like not having everything properly protected from the rain, like months into the rainy season. So having that covered is just such a huge relief. Like I feel like I can finally like, okay, breathe, relax, and just work comfortably. Because like I couldn't even really work in there comfortably with the way it was. Like anytime it rained, like it's just dripping everywhere. It's just not a comfortable work environment. So I think we're good now. All right, here's the intersection with the creek. This is the same creek I get all my water from, just down a little ways. It's like a jungle down here. So the first like 10 minutes of this hike, we're kind of climbing up out of the basin there because I'm down by the creek. And then once we just get up onto this crest, there's actually a nice little dirt road, and they use it mainly for harvesting lumber out of here. It's all pretty small scale stuff, really. But yeah, it's nice and calm. It's pretty mellow from here on out. There's just like another little hill, but it's just a beautiful place for a walk. Hour and a half at a nice steady pace. It's perfect. And yeah, there's usually no one else along this path. Don't have to worry about Ranger being off leash. You can just roam around and be a dog. There's also some really good viewpoints. It's just such a good old hike. Perfect circle around my cabin. I love it. Can't imagine how many miles and miles I've walked this trail. Laps, so many laps. All right, yeah, this is one of the first really nice open views. I was just thinking about it, and all the videos on this channel so far were down in the pit at the cabin. But yeah, here we get some nice open views. You can see that's the nearest village to where I live. Not very big, just Little town. Beautiful. I love the clouds. Got the mist off in the distance over there. Beautiful. And this is perfect temperature for hiking. I feel so comfortable right now, just in a t-shirt. All right, I'm gonna take a break, drink some water, and we'll keep on keeping on. Right here, this is where a ranger normally has his little watering hole. Sometimes he'll even just lay in the mud here. He loves to do that. But yeah, there's a little spring, and there's a little community that lives up the ways, and some of them come here to fill up big old jugs of water. And then there's like a little creek that's just right in the bottom here where Ranger likes to lay down. I prefer when he does that there rather than the big old mud puddle. I love how green everything is here, especially during the rainy season. Just so lush. There's normally a ton of mushrooms out, but since it has been dry since I've returned, there's just not that many. I see some here and there, but man, once we like really start getting dumped on, they're just everywhere. It's kind of what this area is known for. That's how I first knew about this spot. I was looking for places to travel around Mexico. I was like, oh, Oaxaca looks really cool. Let's go rent a car and explore down there. We came here to San Sebastian the Rio Hondo, like one of our first stops on our big trip, and didn't even continue. We just stayed here the whole entire time. I had like 2 weeks, and the plan was gonna check out the coast, and we just never went to the coast. I fell in love and immediately started looking for land. And then everything just went pretty fast. Just like, go, go, go. I had like a 3-month window free from projects at work at the time. And I just did everything I could to build that cabin, get it dried in, you know, with windows, door, like everything dried in, just because I had everything I owned with me here. Yeah, I finished like days before I had to be back to work in the States. Threw everything in, and yeah, came back later. And then yeah, the next time I came back, I never left. That was almost 4 years ago. I don't know. I need to check a calendar. Just been going by so quick. And I love that like there's all these old like adobe homes and like ranches, and there's like apple trees, peaches, pears. Like, you know, not that long ago, people were living in a lot of their ranches here. These things are like 100 years old. And now they're just, you know, the majority of people live in town, but they still have their families' ranches where they come and they tend to things and harvest lumber or flowers or whatever they have around here. But it's cool to kind of think of the families, the older generations that actually lived here. Yeah, and talking to a lot of the locals, they said that their families, like it wasn't uncommon to like never have left this area here their entire lives, you know, even just to go, you know, it's an hour car ride from here to like Miahuatlan de Porfirio Diaz, like the nearest like big city. Like even going there was like a big event, like not very common. A whole different type of life. Oh, and there's my donkey friend. I always give him apples. He's like, hey buddy, what's up? Where's my apple? I'm sorry, man, I don't have it today. No. Sorry, man. And here's the local high school. Not a bad spot. Nested here in the southern mountains of Oaxaca. Nice small class sizes. Could be cool. Look at those magueys. I love this whole line here. A lot of times they use those as like boundary markers. I don't know if that's what that was. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I mean, if that's the boundary, I think it's right there. And here we are at my truck. Old Verde, 98 Ford Ranger. Less than 100,000 miles on the odometer. She is a champ. I love that Ford Ranger. Such a perfect little mountain truck, honestly. 4 cylinders, uses hardly any gasoline. I love her so much. She's so dependable, easy to work on. Love you, Verde. Thanks. Alright, we're getting close to the highway here. Well, the main road. I don't like being here with Ranger off leash. Ranger, let's go! Come on. Good boy. Good boy. Hey, shut up. Come on, Ranger. Come on, buddy. All right, well, we're here back at the cabin. It literally just started drizzling, so perfect timing. I am starving, so I'm gonna cook up a whole chicken with some veggies, do like some sort of chicken soup. It's really easy to do and make a lot of. And clean house and relax. But yeah, thanks for joining me. If you made it this far and you want to hang out with me some more, why don't you give me a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Help this new channel to grow. And we'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.